So we're back with the website, and currently we've got this. So we've got some nice text, we've got a pretty background, we've got some dummy text in there, and we've got some sweet hovers. We've got this little jittery thing going on, which is not all that cool. So I can look to try and fix that, but we will. How do we do that? A cheeky way to get rid of that is to put an existing border in, because we are on a black background already. So if I go for border underscore bottom to 2px solid black, because I'm already on black. I'm also wondering if I could chuck an RGBA value in there and have it completely transparent, which seems really redundant, but in terms of a spacer, when I do it now, well, it's still unhelpful. What's that? Oh, let's refresh that. And see what's happening with F12. Nav, that there. Border bottom's not running. What have I done wrong? I've done something wrong. Border dash bottom. Let's just copy paste that. Copy paste, I said. Right, copy, because I know that one works obviously. Paste that, and I gotta put in the word black. Did I just misspell black or something stupid? There you go. Yeah, it's working now. Okay, so that tidied up that tiny little bit, and I'm going to get rid of this background color red, because that flash in between is super annoying. And what you'd probably find is when you jump from page to page, you would see that flash. I mean, if anything, maybe black would be appropriate. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to take this from being a single page document to being a multi-page document, and then adding some images in our gallery. And we can also do a contact page as well, which will be very quick and easy. So if we go back to our file structure, we've currently got this file which we load, which is our home page, and essentially we'll want two more files which are going to do the corresponding pages. So the easiest way to do this is to update these first to gallery, because it's gallery, and I want to do this to contact, right. So I'll just save that. I'm going to add two pages. So I want, if I click here and press Control A, that selects all, Control C copy, Control V paste, Control V paste, and then what I'm going to do is going to change this text here, because I'm going to do this as, say, the gallery page. Gallery. I don't need a paragraph text in there, and in this one here I'll just put this as contact. Reason being is if all the pages are identical, then it makes it tricky to see, like, did that actually work. Then we've got to save it with the appropriate name. So file, save as, takes us right back in the right location, which is good. Gallery.html, make sure you put that in, not just call it gallery and leave it as a text file. So the coloring's there, right, same again. Save as, and we're going to call this contact.html, save. And now, if I go back to this and refresh, when I go to gallery, contact, home, they all work, and I can go from gallery to home and contact to home and blah 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 blah. Okay, so in our gallery page now, we want to have some images, so I will just put in, right, we're going to just get some images of some concept cars and then put them in there, because why not. So this looks like it goes vroom vroom, so I'm going to get the image. Traditionally, it's one of these ones where it takes to the page, so helpful. scroll down slightly. Just to hopefully avoid that page. That looks like a nice picture. Chances are it's from that same page. No, it's not. Fantastic. Right. I'm just going to do one image because I can't be bothered doing several. So I'm going to call this car, and then essentially if I had a second car, I'd call it car 1, or car 2 rather. Right. So I want to get it in here. So on this page, I want to go image source equals close. That's the correct image, done. And so now I'm going to put the actual images slash car dot jpg in there. Just the correct path to locate the image, and I will just duplicate that. So I want 3 images in, we'll say. It's Control D to duplicate a line, by the way. And I'm on my contact page. Well done, me. Right, so I'll take that code, I'll cut that out, put that in gallery, and paste it in there. Now it's sorted. So now I'm on there, gallery. I've got 3 very large car images, which is not what I want. So I want to adjust these. I could put widths in here, the width, which is an internal style sheet, and I have an external style sheet, which is this here. So the best way to do it is I can say section, because it's in section image. I could just do straight image, but say I had a logo in my navigation and I didn't want to affect that image, and I only wanted to get the images in here. I can go width, I don't know, 250 pixels sounds nice. Do it that way. I can do width like this and say 30%. Oops. Right. And they're the 30%. I also want them centered. So will that work? I'll try it, even though it's not text. No, I didn't think it would. Right. So let's say now for these images, I want to actually put some spacing because they're like hard up against the edge, and that's not cool. So let's go margin on all sides, and I want to have like 2%. There you go, and it's slightly put over, so maybe we just chuck that down to 1.5%. Okay, and that fits in quite cleanly and nicely, and it's not quite perfectly centered, but no one will really notice. Well, some people will. But the joys of having that percentages, it shrinks all nice and pretty, and I mean obviously eventually we'll try and it'll pop across. But that means on a range of different screen sizes it's going to stay pretty much the same. And because I put that margin all the way around and it's top and bottom, it means if I went in here and put in another 3 images, no, I did 3 images, right. It's got the spacing top and bottom, and I could say, oh, well, they got these nice rounded corners here, can I have it for here? Yes, you can. So this is where you can go border dash radius again, and if I recall I did 15 pixels last time, so we'll do the same and see how that looks. That's all nice there. I mean, I could do a nice little outline on it because, you know, why not? Border to px, oops, solid, and we'll go back to gold because, you know, it's blinging, and it like would tie some of the car and everything. How convenient. That works. I mean, it's slightly put the size over, so I could, you know, if I really wanted, I could chuck this down to 29%. In terms of getting this to sit in center, I can say to section, because it's in the section, text align center there, and then it would center these images, but it would also center a lot of my text, and so I'd have to tell the text like this. I mean, I might like that there, but I want it on the left, so I'll have to then go back to some of these things here and go text dash align left. That's back there. I might have to go margin dash right, left. Let's say 5%, just to get that across. And see how getting this backwards and forwards can be really a real pain. If we use the F12 developers tools again, and I can say like, oh, ID that one there, what I can do is, we can see this is lifting here, and I can actually use the up and down arrow key to then go, oh, well there you go, 3% works. So it's then I don't have to do the back and forth of trialing, I can do it in there, and then once it's done, and I can change it. And go to my home, right, do I want that centered? I want that left as well, so I'll change the P that I have in here, text dash align left, yeah, and I'd have to imagine I'm going to have to do margin dash left of 3% again as well. Yep, okay. Now on a contact page, so then I can say on the contact page H2 email slash H2, right, and whatever. And essentially these should be in a P paragraph. Are they P? Yeah. Well, they'll be P because they're. And I've started 2P, so I need to make sure it's a close. Just duplicate that, and I might say phone OC1 D designer, right. It just looks terrible. I apologise. 2227, and this is a random number, so those who think they're going to start texting me, think again. And if this happens to be someone's number, I apologise. Let's just see what it looks like as a default. Yep, so because H2 hasn't been identified, it's going to align center, and then also this isn't what I'm going to sit next to it. So we've got a few little things to fix up there, which is quite nice and convenient to try and suss out. So H2, first of all, text dash align left. Oops, that's wrong. Right, left. Margin dash left at 3%. Right, and then we can say display, because hold on, I'll do this first and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so it's there, but I want that to sit next to there. So if we look through, this H2 takes up the whole thing. Completely inappropriate. And that one also does the same thing. So what I'm going to say to the H2 then is display inline, which means things will sit in line with it. Right, it hasn't picked up now the text align. Inline dash block will hopefully fix that. No, that's so helpful. Right. Right. Let's just change that then. If it's not going to work like that, let's try this to left. 3%. See what that does. Ah, fantastic. Okay, let's try. We need to go to positioning style then if we want to position it. So position relative. Wow, that's being a real pain. Okay, let's just go float dash left. Then if you're going to be like that. Right. Let's see. And I tell you what, we will, to get around this being really fiddly and then me getting a bit complicated to fix it, I'll change these to H1s and then I'll give these ones a separate class, which is just a way to identify that specific one. So if I say to this class, and I'm going to say like contact info, right. Right, okay, so I've got that in there now, it's contact info, and I'll just take that bit there because I'm going to reuse that. Okay, in here, then I can ignore this. I'll go dot contact info because that's how we recall a class. I'm just going to comment this out and see currently as default what it is doing. Okay, so I can then say, right, let's go here and go font dash size because it's just too big. Whoa, 20 pixels. I can't remember what the other one was. Yep, that looks appropriate. Right. And then in here also I want to be able to say display inline dash block. That's right, it's doing this again. Yeah, okay, I'm just trying to get too complicated with this. Right, I think we'll just leave this all centered for this one here, because otherwise it's going to turn into a bit of a headache. So on the contact page here, we can do the same class, P paragraphs, for these ones here. Oh, what have I done? I've duplicated. Right, okay, so you got them both there lined up. They work quite well like that. So I need this on a separate line, so I just put a break tag there. And that works well enough in terms of being able to do that. And I guess since I've already done classes, what I can do is I can give you a one called page in. Sorry, there's I can give it any page you're on a specific class, right? So in here I'll go. This is the contact one. So let's go down here. Class equals page in, and I apply this to only the page that it's on. Right, and then in here I can then go dot class page page in, and then say color. Actually, I'll do the border bottom trick and then go to pixels solid gold. Right, and what that does, Silly me. Right. Is essentially each page I'm in. Now if I go gallery. Oops, what did I stuff up on the gallery page? I got rid of the href, that's why. Because I did that. Why did that one go smaller? Curious. Right. Oops. Wow, I've been all over the place. I've called it contact info. I'm so bright. Page in. There you go. Make sure you get your call names correct. Page in. Right. There we go. So now they're all nice. And these ones here have changed the way they've laid out, which is interesting. Contact info. Display. Inline. This block. See if that fixes it. There you go. Okay, it's just back. So yeah, that's pretty much anything you want to do. In terms of wanting to put text under these, don't bother. It's going to be such a headache for the current approach you guys are using. When I do my kind of next step up, which is NCO level 2, we're using unordered lists for stuff. Then it becomes a lot easier because the approach is correct. So sometimes you guys are going to have to concede that, okay, I would like to do that, but it's too hard for me currently because I can't structure it well enough. But anyway, that's the video there.